How you guys doing? This is Martin. You know me. 36, how to pay off your car loan in 36 months without being cheap or giving up Starbucks. Talk to you about the unemployment. Talk to you about the Supreme Court. Will the Supreme Court hear the case from the Pentecostal church? Those Pentecostals are gangster, man. They like, we gonna open our church. If not, we gonna run ragged. That's what I like to see, man. I like to see people who protest. Just can't believe how many people just laid down during this thing. The reason I think that happened, you already had, like, unfortunately, you had 76% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. You have students in school like, hey, I'm going to graduate with my engineering degree and I'm going to go to work at the San Bernardino Airport hub of Amazon. So, and then you had some of the people who are retiring, and the companies, you know, before all this happened, the stock market was going up and it was going down, so the retirement was going down. So that, I don't want to just keep working and just have not have my retirement go through. I said you just have like a big hodgepodge of things where you just had like people, when they said stay home, people just quit. They just said, yeah, I'm not making any money at work. The government's going to give me $1,200. I'm going to get $600 extra for 13 weeks. I might as well just stay home and just quit. You know what that did, though? One thing. Set the interest rates to zero. So you have a generation of college and high school graduates who don't know what compound interest is. Current interest rate is like 0.0015 or 0.006, basically zero. When I was younger, the interest rate was at least 7 to 8%. So you could put like $10,000 in the bank, and at the end of the year, you get 10% interest off that 10% off of 7 is 700, and then you get minus the bank fees, so you make basically $654 of passive income, which just means that's any money you have not worked for. So that's just like, hey, there's an extra $600 in the bank for me to spend for doing nothing. Now, if you put the money in the bank, $10,000 plus that, you're going to end up with a negative of the year. Like Mike, I work at, my bank is Farmers and Merchant Bank, and it goes down to charge about $8.88. So after 12 months, that's 100 minus 10,000. So now I'm down to $9,873 instead of like $10,600, $10,700. That's a big swing. That's a big swing on effort. Just understanding the power of doing nothing, like trying to teach you the value of investing and getting a return. Now the only return these young people are going to know, even us old people going forward, is if you put money in the bank, I'm not going to get any type of return. So that forces me to take that money now. I got to look for like bonds, basically bonds, or you got to have to put it in a real estate investment where you have to like be willing. Basically, you got to be willing to lose the money. Let's just cut to it. You got to have, to make money, you got to be willing to lose money. So you got to be willing to put that $10,000 into an investment and wait 3 to 4 years. And while you're waiting, hopefully you're generating, you better generate at least $500, $600, $700 in interest and get your principal back at the end of the year. And that's how you get rich. And then you just do that over and over again. So the problem you have right now is the number of vehicles to do that is starting to shrink and shrink, unless you're going to start borrowing corporate junk bonds. So make sure if you try to play that game, like I guess Boeing issued 5% of so many billions of bonds. That means each year, if they're in business, they're going to give you 5% back on your money. And in like 3 or 4 years, you'll be able to pull out all your principal. So you get that $500 from doing nothing, $500 from doing nothing. That's your interest. And then you get your other principal, that's $10,000. Boom. So you make about $11,000, $12,000. And a bond, well, if you try to put that bond into the bank, you're going to lose money. But it also just shows, it kind of like triples the amount of effort that you have to have now. Because now you got to be so deliberate, because you're going to, part of you are going to think, hey, I'm not making any money. I don't know what interest is, so I'll just go out and buy a car. I'll just go out and do this. Oh, I'll go out and buy a house. But you got to be careful when you buy the houses now. The problem with the house is that IRS depreciates the house after 30 years. So that house is basically worth zero. And I do a lot of cold calling for house people, and I like calling up the housing people, and they're saying, well, they're building a $500,000 house across the street. Are we able to get $500,000 for my house? I said, nope, that's not how it works. It's like, just think about, like you have like a 2000, okay, think about it, you have a 2001 Nissan Pathfinder versus a 2020 Nissan Pathfinder. That 2020 Nissan Pathfinder car could drive by itself. You have Wi-Fi, you have, what else they do? Navigator, you have like tires that get flat that the car could keep running. I don't know what other stuff, sunroof, I don't know. I'm just thinking about, like, just think for the electronic, or you can put either gas in the car, or maybe you have an electric car. Now let's go back to that 2000 Pathfinder you have. It's like, because I had one, so you may be lucky, you're advanced, you got the DVP, you have that 2000 Pathfinder today, you got a CD player or whatever, DVD player. You may or may not have the first generation of navigation. You only can put gas in the car. And now, here comes the hard part. Like, once something gets old, even like a body, requires more upkeep. Now, you give that 2000, say you get a 2000 Pathfinder to a kid, your son or whoever, daughter. Okay, be careful, honey. Don't drive the car too far, because the engine may go out. We got to look for a part. It's taking us like 2 or 3 weeks to try to get the part for the car. The gas mileage is different than it is for our 2020 Pathfinder, so you may pay an extra $15 to $20 per gas a day or a week. There's no, there's no Bluetooth, and there's no, you got to only put certain gases. So you see how, like, with that older Pathfinder, you're more restricted. Well, with that newer one, you have technology, you have Bluetooth, you have this, you have that, all the latest stuff. And we'll compare that to the house. You compare your house that's 20 years old compared to the $500,000 house. The new house has like the 3-phase thing to handle power in a car for a Tesla, Wi-Fi. It has it so you can use your smartphone to cut on things in the house. The pipes pipes used to mostly be copper. Now a lot of that stuff out there now is going to be steel. It's like a lot of it was copper in the old days, but now it's going to be PVC pipe. What's other stuff's going to be different? And just like your house has been experienced micro earthquakes, wear and tear, times you've been getting drunk, you ran into the wall. Your garage door has been out there 20 years. It goes on and off. The scissors have to be replaced. And if you try to put like the new giant freezer refrigerator in, it'll blow out your circuits. So you got to get new circuits to your house. So you see, that's the myth with the house. They think you're going to use a house to protect your principal, but that's not necessarily true, because if they keep building houses, and if after like if the IRS depreciates your house after 30 years, if you keep your house for 20 years, it's basically, it's approaching zero. So you'll never have the true value of your house unless you're in some high rich area where legacy mansions or something where you better really keep it up. It serves the value. So it's something to think about. So that's why you see so many people. I guess today my theme was supposed to be, do you want to go over the side of the hill, or is it better to fall down? A lot of people went over the side of the hill when they didn't even fight the stay-at-home thing. They just said, hey, we quit, let the government take over. Well, you have some of them, like the protesters in Orange County, say, we'd rather fall down. We wanted to open our beach. We tried this. It didn't work. But, hey, certain things we think you did fair. And they protested, fell down and got up. So, basically, you have, like, people. Do you want to roll over? Because fall down or go over. Like, I was running up a hill. See, that's like a hill over there. So, with that hill, when you're going up a steep hill on a trail, sometimes you got to fall down to get your grip and get back up. Otherwise, if you're trying to be cool and not fall over, or try not to show you're going to fall down, you're going to go over the side of the hill. So sometimes you got to fall down, but a lot of people went over the side, and now you got 36, 37 million people out of work. Things are opening up now, but the problem is, are we going to be able to get that cash flow for those business back to bring people back to work? So it's like we're like in a strange place right now, where people quit. Now they realize, I can't quit forever, because the people with money said, oh no, this is not going to work. We may take some government stuff, but we need these people to get back to work. And no, you're not going to be working from home. It doesn't work from it doesn't work. Teleworking only works if there's a few. If it's like everyone, like Google, Send, or whoever, Facebook, they want to bring people back. Oh, they can work from home. What is that, man? What kind of app? I mean, what kind of gutless? You get your asses to work. We're paying you all this money, unless you want to say out of out of sight, out of mind, and we're going to get rid of you. If it, I mean, that's one reason why I would do that. But if you really have a vision for your company, you want people to be able to work at work, but hey, I want to look you in your face and say what you're doing. I don't want to pay you at home like me, hanging out with your girlfriend, doing crazy stuff, experimenting, tying each other up, doing crazy stuff, looking at conspiracy sites and teaching the dog weird tricks, and even the dog's like, look at these fools, come on and do something, human. So today is like, have you fallen over the hill? Did you fall over the hill these past 2 months? Did you just take the government's money? Did you just take the unemployment? Did you just say, hey, I'm just going to stay home and let my hair, what are all these people, I'm going to grow a beard and all the stuff you hear, I'm going to let my hair grow. Just how can a nation of people quit? I think people quit because they don't have any money. And when you don't have the money, I think after a while you just say, fuck it, I'm going to just take the money, go out. How can you have more Mercedes in a ghetto than you have in Beverly Hills? You know why? Because people say their money is worth nothing. There's no interest in the bank anymore. I don't know how to spend my money, so fuck it. I'll just go buy a car and look cool, but I'm broke. I'm living at home with my dad and mom. 4 or 5 cars are parked in front of the house. Mom and dad think they live in this piece of shit house to me with the other 4 or 5 brothers and sisters. Even if you fight over it, the house is going to be 40 years old. Who's going to buy that? And you're like, oh, they do the house by comps. They're going to go through your neighborhood. And you don't know how you're going to be impacted by forbearance. So it's like some of the thinking you see out there is just, it's insane thinking. But what kind of thinking? Have you fallen down, or did you go over the side of the cliff? Or even if you went over the side of the cliff, did you hold on to the side saying, hey, I'm going over the side, but you know what, I'm not a quitter? Or even if you went over the side, they're ready to get up, which would take a little longer, but you got to run back to the top? Or you one of the people who were running, fell down, say, okay, I got to get back up, man, I want to get that job. Martin says he has a $25, $75, $125 training program for someone who wants to pay off their car. I need to get that program. Just think, if you had the average new car is $554. If you just pay an extra $20, $30 a month on that car payment by paying off the small bill, like I have on my 2016 How to Pay Off Your Car Loan, you're at least dropping your loan, getting rid of a $2,000, $3,000, $3,500, $3,500, $25 worth of payments. Do you have confidence in yourself? I'm giving you these programs at a discount because now as we come out of it, people are going to realize, hey, this is not going to last forever. The $600 unemployment thing is gone. What am I going to do to get back to work? So when all those people start rushing back to work, at least you want to make sure you have your car paid up, or have payments at least for 1 or 2 months that you have to worry about it. The less stress you have when you're looking for a job, the more confident you're going to be. The less money you have saved up before you look for a job, the more you'll think better. And like if you see a company, you get some signs and they sound like they don't want to pay, or they sound like they're going to do strange things, you say, thank you, sir, but I'm going to go to another job. So that's why you've got to get back into the workforce now. You got to get back in the workforce where you have some of these companies who have a strategy. They've fallen down, they want to get back up, and they got a strategy, and they want to expand. You got to stay away from those companies because a lot of companies are going to cut back. They're going to do strange things, stop doing services, and then go to a company and say, I want to help you do what you didn't want to do. Put me on commission. I will work for commission. Let's set up a commission structure. Hey, why don't you minimum cover my phone? That's all I need. And let me get this done. So as you head back to work, comment, subscribe, like. Let me know, did you fall down, or did you fall over the cliff, or are you just stupid? You didn't fall down. You didn't go over the cliff, or are you stupid? Which one is it, man? How are you? Tell me your strategy. And remember, join my 100,000 subscriber campaign. I need 100,000 people. With 39 million people out of work, I should have like the largest website. But I know some of you said, oh, you're always asking my money. The world is a money place, man. The government only has so much money. You got to go out there and ask for the money yourself. That was my mistake when I got laid off in '95. I worried about asking for money, being like, you do a job, you don't get paid for 1 or 2 weeks. Those days are gone. Only people who are going to survive now are the ones who are, like, you get to be like that beggar on the street. That beggar is going to make more than like 20, 30 million people who are unemployed are making right now. He's at least earning money. You ain't even earning money. You're hoping your state sends you the check. What happens if that unemployment money runs out? What happens if the computer system go down? That bum on the street is going to have more money than you. He got a bottled water. Someone gave him a hamburger. He probably has maybe $5, $10, $20 in his pocket. The bums and homeless, the bums who are begging on the street are working, man. They got more money than people driving the Mercedes, the Audis. They ain't got any money. They can't even go eat, man. It's like, I got to make my car payment. I got to make my house payment. I got to make a loan payment. That bum has more money than me, man. I need to go talk to him. I'm looking cool. My self-esteem is high, but I ain't got no money. Is that the kind of life you want to lead? Of course not. Join my channel. Yes, I asked you for money. Yes, I'm asking you to invest. Like I told you, it took me 7 years to pass one of my exams. I passed it. It's been it's like still continuing. It's like up to $100, $150, $2,000. I'm still doing it, reaping the benefits of failing a test for 7 years in a row. It has brought me over $100,000, $200,000. That's what failure does. Failure is you got to keep going. You got to fall down, go over the side sometimes, get back up. Because once you get to the top, no one really cares how many times it took you to get there. Because so many people quit on the way. They fell down, they didn't get up. They fell over the side and didn't come back. Don't let that be you. Subscribe to my channel. Martin Morris, P.O. Box 540, San Bernardino, California, 92402. Send that check. What are the 2 reasons to use a check? To avoid late fee and build confidence. Talk to you later. Join that channel. 3, 2, 1. Subscribe.